I'm Kristy Hong. I have with me today my colleague Daniel Fan. In this video, we're going to discuss the ramification of Country Garden's debt crisis. The largest developer in China by contractor sales in 2017 to 2022 has missed its coupon payment for $2 bonds on August 8th. Dan, my first question for you today. How likely do you think Country Garden can repay its coupon payment within the 30-day grace period?
Thank you, Kristy. I'm still hopeful that they are able to pay within the 30-day grace period. So by paying the coupon payment, they are able to buy some more time to avoid a technical default and to deal with the situation. The chair lady, she is going to get a dividend upstream from her property management arm, which could help to deal with the coupon payment, or at least as a sweetener if she requests for an extension on coupon payment. So Kristy, do you think Country Garden will get a bailout by the government?
Right. So Country Garden is too big to fail. It's the largest developer by contractor sales in the past 6 years. And if it is to have any liquidity problem, it might impact the completion of its projects that has over 3,000 projects across China. And, that being said, we think that Country Garden might not get, a bailout from the government. Ever since Evergrande's debacle in mid-2021, the government has stopped short of offering liquidity support to any developer to prevent the defaults in debt. And Country Garden might be no exception because the priority for the government is still to ensure the completion of pre-sold properties in China rather than to prevent defaults by any individual developer. And then, under that scenario, is Country Garden likely to extend its offshore debt, do you think?
Yeah, in addition to what you have mentioned, I think an extension is likely, given that they are running out of alternatives, especially when they are no longer able to do share placement. They have 2 convertible bonds coming due at the end of the year and also 1 Kung Fu bond coming due at the beginning of January. The total amount is around 1.9 billion.
Right. So what will be the impact on China's fixed income sector if Country Garden need to extend its offshore debt then?
The impact could be huge if you look at it from an index level. Country Garden has around 8.4 billion of debt outstanding in the Bloomberg China High Yield Index. It accounts for 80% of the total. If we look at the China property bonds alone in the index, the ratio will be higher at 28%. So after talking about the numbers, what does it mean in the physical market? Would the crisis for Country Garden or Evergrande worse for sentiment?
Right. So first of all, Country Garden, as I mentioned, has over 3,000 projects. That is 4 times the number of projects for Evergrande. And, it's just going to be a bigger headache for local governments because they would have to deal, if they have to deal with the issues of unfinished homes, there are just many more projects for them to look into. I think more importantly, though, Country Garden's failure could be a bigger damage for confidence and sentiment in the housing market. Country Garden in late 2022 is still designated by the government as a high-quality developer, and yet 8 months on is failing to service some of its debts. And, that is in contrast with Evergrande. Back 2 years ago, the central bank can still call Evergrande's event an isolated event, and it's due to Evergrande's own poor management and reckless expansion. But Country Garden is different. Its turmoil sort of reveal how, there's issues with the fundamental health of China's housing market, and that's brought on by structural changes that has undertaken in the past 2 years. And I think that structural change is pushing even formerly healthy developer to the brink of collapse.
So is the current policy stimulus going to help at this point?
So I think policies up to this point we have been seeing is kind of focused on demand side policies. We have looked at policies like lowering mortgage rates, cutting down payment ratios, and easing home purchase restrictions in larger cities, for example. But what policies failed to address could be the problem of corporate debts. And it would be really hard to prop up housing market sentiment if we're not or we're avoiding to deal with the defaults of developers. Buyers are looking at the defaults of developers that are continuing to spread and now, reaching some of the largest developers and higher quality names. And it's very damaging to confidence. If Country Garden is to fail, buyers would be, thinking, can I trust any private developers in China? And that is going to pressure the sales and liquidity of peers like Agile and Season, and that could possibly lead to a second wave of liquidity crisis for the private developers.
Thank you for watching our video. So in summary, our key takeaway is Country Garden is likely to do an extension due to a lack of alternatives, and the impact could be huge in terms of the debt size in the index and in terms of sentiment. Please follow our research on Terminal.